Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive.
Always excited to explore these fascinating topics.
Today, we're going deep into the world of numerology,
Specifically, the number
the
9.
humanitarian number.
Yeah.
We're going to uncover some fascinating insights about this unique energy today.
I think some listeners will definitely see themselves in it.
I think you're right.
It's really all about revealing those hidden patterns and connections.
Exactly. Those calculations can get a little complex sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's where the Lacuna Astro app comes in.
Makes things so much easier.
We'll talk about the app more a little bit later.
Right.
But let's jump into number 9.
Okay, sounds good.
Where should we begin? What's the most important thing to know?
Well, we really need to look at how the number 9 influences a person's core numbers.
So like their life path number, destiny number, soul urge,
Exactly.
all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's start with the life path number.
Okay.
What does that mean for someone connected to number 9?
The life path number is like the big theme of someone's journey.
All right.
And for people connected to number 9, that journey is usually about compassion and service.
Makes sense.
They're often drawn to work that helps other people.
Like volunteering,
Yeah, that kind of thing.
donating to charity,
Yes.
even careers dedicated to helping others.
You got it.
So if I'm really resonating with those things, my life path number might be a 9.
It's definitely possible.
I'm getting kind of curious about my own chart now.
That's how it starts.
Huh. Okay, so we've talked about the life path.
Yep.
What about the destiny number? How does that play into the number 9 energy?
That one's all about your legacy, the mark you leave on the world.
Interesting.
And for number 9 people, that usually means a life dedicated to service, leaving the world better than they found it.
So if my destiny number has a strong 9 influence,
You might be drawn to helping others in your career.
that makes sense.
Think of like social workers or activists, people like that.
It's not just wanting to help, it's more than that, right?
Right. It's like a calling. It's deeper than that.
Wow.
It's woven into who they are.
Okay, so we've talked about the journey and the legacy.
Mm-hmm.
What about the heart's desire?
Ah, yeah.
Where does the soul urge number fit in with all this?
The soul urge number shows us the deepest desires of the soul.
Okay.
And for those aligned with the number 9, it's all about making a difference in the world.
So it's more than just actions.
Right.
It's about the motivation behind those actions.
Exactly. They're driven by empathy and a real concern for others.
It's like they feel responsible for the well-being of humanity.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay, so we've got their journey, their purpose, their heart's desire.
Uh-huh.
What's it actually like to interact with a number 9?
That's where the personality number comes in.
Right.
It gives us clues about how they present themselves to the world.
Okay.
Number 9s are often warm, caring, and emotionally intelligent.
I can see that. Very approachable.
Yes, they have a warmth about them.
Empathetic and great listeners,
Yeah.
making me think of some of my closest friends now. Okay, so is there anything else in a numerology chart where the number 9 really pops out?
We can also learn a lot from their birthday, name, and karmic numbers.
Let's start with the birthday number, then.
Oh, yeah.
What can you tell me about that one?
Well, if someone's born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th,
Okay,
their birthday number is a 9,
makes sense.
and that reinforces this inclination toward helping others.
Like a double dose of humanitarian energy.
You could say that.
I like it. What about the name number?
Ah, yes, names have energy too.
Totally.
Your name number shows how people see you.
Interesting.
And a name number 9 often means being perceived as compassionate and selfless.
So people are drawn to their kindness.
Definitely.
Okay, so far it's all been pretty positive.
Well,
Are there any challenges or downsides to the number 9?
every number has its shadow side, right?
True.
The karmic number for 9 is all about letting go of past hurts.
Holding on to grudges.
Yeah, that can be a struggle.
Anything else?
They can also be a bit too idealistic.
Yeah.
Or sacrifice their own needs for others.
So it's important to find that balance.
Yeah, self-care is super important for number 9s.
Even the most compassionate souls need to take care of themselves.
Absolutely.
Okay, so last question before we move on to some other numerology stuff.
Right.
What does maturity look like for someone connected to number 9?
The maturity number shows us how someone's energy evolves later in life.
Okay.
And for a number 9, it usually means a heightened awareness of their purpose.
Their humanitarian purpose.
Exactly.
So they might become even more involved in helping others.
Yes, often they do.
That's inspiring.
It really is.
All right, before we get into the next level of numerology,
Okay.
are you ready for some lucky attributes of number 9?
Sounds fun.
Let's start with colors. Any lucky colors for number 9?
Red, gold, and yellow are all considered lucky for number 9.
What do they represent?
Red symbolizes their passion and their drive to take action.
Okay.
Gold is for their generosity and their spiritual side.
And yellow.
Yellow reflects their optimism and their ability to bring joy to others.
I love that they all fit so well.
Yep.
Okay, what about a lucky day?
Tuesday is considered their lucky day.
Makes sense. That's a good day to get stuff done.
Yeah, it's ruled by Mars, the planet of action and courage.
Okay, so if I'm feeling bold, I should plan important things for a Tuesday.
Could be a good strategy. What about lucky months?
September, March, and December are all favorable for number 9s.
September makes sense, the 9th month.
Right.
What makes those other months special?
Those months are great for personal growth and service to others.
Cool. So it's like the universe is giving them a boost.
Kind of.
And lucky years. How do we figure that out?
Any year that adds up to 9 is considered lucky for a number 9.
Okay.
So 2026 and 2027, those would be big years for them.
What can they expect in those years?
Those years often bring major changes and chances for deeper meaning.
Wow. Sounds intense.
It can be.
Okay, before we get into more advanced numerology.
I want to circle back to the Lacuna Astro app.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like it would be so helpful for exploring all this stuff,
It really is.
especially with the calculations and interpreting all the numbers.
Makes it so much easier.
I'm sold.
Ah,
Are you ready to move on to some of the more advanced stuff?
absolutely. Let's dive in. So we're diving into some more advanced numerology concepts now.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Let's talk about the personal year.
Personal year. Okay.
Each year in a 9-year cycle has a specific energy.
Like a numerological forecast.
Yeah, kind of like that.
I'm definitely going to need the app to keep track of this.
Uh-huh. It's a lot to remember.
Yeah.
So for a number 9, a personal year 9 is a time for big changes.
Major life shifts.
Exactly, letting go of things that don't serve you anymore.
Wow. That sounds intense.
It can be, but it's also really liberating.
Okay, so if I'm in a personal year 9,
You might finish old projects, change careers, things like that.
really big stuff.
Yeah, it's about stepping into a new chapter.
It sounds like a year for a lot of inner work.
And sometimes outer changes, too.
That makes sense.
It's a time to embrace change and trust the process.
Trust the universe.
Exactly.
Okay, so we talked about karmic numbers before.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other advanced things that are important for number 9?
Yeah, we should talk about pinnacle numbers and challenge numbers.
Okay, let's start with pinnacle numbers.
All right.
What are those?
Pinnacle numbers represent major periods in your life.
Okay,
They can last for several years, and they really shape your experiences.
so like different chapters of your life.
Exactly.
What happens when a number 9 hits a pinnacle number 9?
That's when their humanitarian side really shines.
So they might feel drawn to activism or starting a nonprofit.
Yeah, it's a time for them to make a real difference.
It's like all their energy is focused on helping others.
Yeah, and it's also a time for personal transformation.
So they're growing on the inside too.
Uh-huh. Letting go of old beliefs and stuff.
Okay, that's fascinating.
It really is.
So pinnacle numbers sound like a positive thing overall. Yeah, definitely.
What about challenge numbers?
Challenge numbers highlight the obstacles we face.
Everyone has those, right?
Yeah, it's part of life.
What's the challenge for number 9?
For them, it's about balancing their idealism with reality.
So they might struggle with things like disillusionment.
Yeah, the world can be a tough place,
Right.
and they have such big hearts.
It's a lot to carry.
It is.
So what can they do about that?
It's important to focus on taking action, celebrating small wins.
So don't get bogged down by the big picture.
Exactly. Focus on what you can control.
That makes sense.
And remember that every act of kindness matters.
Even the small things.
Especially the small things.
I like that.
Okay, so we've talked about pinnacle numbers and challenge numbers.
Yeah.
What about balance numbers? Is there one for number 9?
Yeah, what's that all about?
The balance number shows us where we need to find equilibrium.
Okay.
For number 9, it's about balancing their compassion with the realities of life.
Taking care of themselves while also helping others. Exactly. It's so easy for them to overextend themselves.
So boundaries are important.
Super important.
Okay, so I have kind of a deep question now.
Okay, go for it.
Is there a number that represents someone's sole purpose?
You mean like the reason they're here?
Yeah, like their mission in life.
It's called the soul purpose number.
Wow, okay, I have to know.
Uh-huh.
What does the soul purpose number say about a number 9?
For a number 9, their soul purpose is all about service and healing.
Makes sense.
They're here to make the world a better place.
That's pretty powerful.
It is.
So they're like reminding us of our shared humanity.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
This is getting deep.
Numerology can be like that.
Uh-huh. I'm loving it.
Okay, one more question before we move on.
Okay.
Is there a number that reveals someone's hidden passions?
Like secret desires.
Yeah, things they might not even be aware of.
Tell me more.
It's called the hidden passion number.
Okay.
And for a number 9, it's often about making a difference in the world.
Even if they're not actively pursuing a humanitarian career.
Exactly. It's a deep-seated desire.
So what kinds of things might they be passionate about?
Things like equality, social justice, global harmony.
So even their hidden passions are connected to helping others.
It's all part of their overall energy.
This is so fascinating.
It really is.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
What practical advice would you give to someone who really connects with number 9?
That's a great question, and it's something we'll explore next.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
We're going to talk about how number 9s can embrace their strengths.
And navigate their challenges.
Exactly.
Sounds good. I'm excited.
Me too. All right, so we're talking practical advice for all the number 9s out there.
Okay, let's do it.
So first, let's talk about their strength.
Okay.
They're compassionate, idealistic, generous, really emotionally intelligent, strong sense of justice.
Yeah, definitely.
It makes sense they're drawn to helping others.
Totally.
But we talked about those shadow sides too, right?
Yeah, every number has them.
Exactly. So what are some potential weaknesses for number 9s?
Lay it on me.
One of the big ones is finding that balance between idealism and reality.
Yeah.
They can have really high expectations.
For themselves and others.
Exactly, and that can lead to disappointment.
So it's about being realistic.
Yeah, tempering that idealism with some pragmatism.
Okay. Anything else?
They can also be a little too self-sacrificing.
Putting everyone else first.
Yeah, and that can lead to burnout.
That classic empty cup.
Exactly.
So self-care is key for number 9s.
It's huge.
Okay, what else? What other advice would you give them?
Focus on taking action.
So not just dreaming big.
Right, it's about breaking those dreams down into steps.
Okay, I like that.
And celebrate those small wins.
So it's vision and action.
Yep, finding that balance.
And the last thing.
Be mindful of that tendency toward disillusionment.
Yeah, the world can be tough.
It can.
So what can they do about that?
Learn to bounce back from setbacks.
Don't give up.
Exactly. And remember, every act of kindness matters.
It all adds up.
It does.
That's a good reminder.
So for all those number 9s out there,
Yeah.
remember your strengths. Embrace your purpose.
Be kind to yourselves.
Yes, and keep making the world a better place.
Love it. Well, this has been an incredible deep dive into numerology.
It has.
I learned so much about number 9.
Me too.
And about myself.
Haha, that's the best part.
It is. Thanks for joining me today and sharing your expertise.
My pleasure.
And to all our listeners,
Keep exploring.
keep learning and keep shining your light.
We'll see you next time.